I'm Denise Lanman, your host for Chamber Chat. And today, my first guest will be Deanna Beeman and Tyler Lairson. Thank you for joining me today.
You're
and
welcome.
You guys, I didn't say, but I want everybody to know that you're with the River Rats. So tell us what you do and get us started on the information that we're going to share today.
Gotcha. Well, my name is Deanna, and I'm excited to be here today and talk about the River Rats. I'm general manager and also part owner of the team, so handle a lot of the business operations for the team, and then also do sponsorship, season ticket sales, employees relations, human resources, things of that nature for the team. So,
oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
You're a busy lady.
Yeah, I am busy, but yeah, that's a good piece of what we do. So,
and Tyler, what do you do?
I am the head coach, and I manage all on-field activities as far as the team's concerned. Putting the club together in the off season and just babysitting 28 guys for the summer.
So if we want to know how to play baseball, we come to you?
That's what they say.
Oh. I think that the guys on the team probably already know how to play baseball before they come
That would
to
be
this.
the common goal, yes.
So how do you recruit those players?
Well, a lot of those players, their coaches actually will send us emails. And so it's just a networking communication that we've built over the years with a lot of the coaches that we know, and we just obviously ask for players, and they look for our specific needs, and we find players that fit that mold, and we go from there.
And how many players do you have?
This year we actually have a 28-man roster, so we can have 28 signed guys. And that's all we're allowed. We can have 10 players for those guys as they're finishing their college seasons, but 28 guys.
Wow. I guess I never really knew how many. And then when they come to town, where do they stay? I think that, Deanna, you've talked to me about that, and I didn't know that until you told me. But they have a lot of interaction in the community, don't they?
we do. We have, actually this will be our 6th year for the program. We have a host family program, and part of that program is basically to try to match up players into a home that they can spend for the summer. The great thing about the host family program is that the families that are involved provide the place to stay for the player at no charge to them to kind of help reduce costs for the player coming into town. And then obviously they do food and transportation to help out with them in any way they can. So, but a lot of great relationships are made out of that. A lot of returning families from year to year because they have such great experiences with these players. And I think the players too, on a certain, they miss that family time that they're used to getting at home. And so to come over to someplace new for 14 weeks out of the summer, it's great to have a place that you can go and call home and really kind of fit in with the family. So we know we have a lot of kids that are in the host family program with them and really relate to the players really well. So we're excited about that. This will be our 6th season for it, and lots of good communications and relationships have come out of that.
That's really neat. So they, both the family benefit and the players.
Yeah, and the player, there's no cost, there's no fee associated with playing in our league at this point. So with that in mind, this is just another way for us to kind of help out in cost savings for them during the summer.
That's neat. How does McBride Stadium compare to some of the other stadiums?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the stadium and then let Tyler kind of lend in because he obviously travels to other parks. But I feel like McBride is one of the top facilities in our league. One of the underlying themes for that is obviously we have a relationship with the city of Richmond, who we lease the facility from. But we're fortunate to have home and away locker rooms, umpire rooms, facility offices that are actually on site at the stadium for office personnel and staff checking in. Plus the seating bowl is extremely, I think probably one of the higher seating bowls we have. There's about 1,700 that can sit at McBride Stadium. So there's a variety of seating capacity across the league. And then, of course, we've been fortunate to have upgrades to the facility since it was built back in 1936. But we've seen over the course of time change, including box seats, dugouts, concession stands, merchandise, ticket offices, new restrooms, lots of different things that have come up over the course of the time. So we're fortunate from that standpoint, I think, from the way the facility is. And then also from a playing standpoint, I'll let you kind of maybe fill in on that.
We have a very dynamic set of fields in our league. It's split about half and half with turf and all natural surface. So, sometimes we're on all turf fields, or sometimes we're on all natural fields. So from a surface standpoint, I feel like we have at least one of the top 2 or 3 playing surfaces in the field as far as all natural is concerned. Okay, as our little guy just fell here.
Oh, sorry, Flat Malachi.
But as far as the atmosphere itself and taking care of the players, I would definitely say we are in the top third of the league, just because we offer the clubhouse and a place for the guys to shower, and the party deck for the meals after games, and our great atmosphere that our stadium itself holds. It gets really loud in there, and we have a lot of support. So as far as where we travel in the league, I think all the places are good, but I feel like we are definitely in the top tier of those teams.
Well, that's good to know. That makes us feel really special, and to know that the community supports that and helps with that in an off way, I suppose. But so, what can you tell me what a day is? What's their day like? So when they're here and they're getting ready for a game, what's a day like in a day of a River Rat?
The life of a River Rat on a daily basis. Well, as you know, we have 28 guys, so we have 28 different personalities. So they all kind of beat to their own drum, but typically most of them sleep in. They'll get a workout in, and they come to the field around 2, 3 o'clock, get some early work in. Then we have our BP set at 4. So they get out there, do our pregame stuff, and then they can relax for a little while. And then they are pretty much just get ready for the game and wake up the next day and do it again. But there's some stretches in there where we're getting home at 3 and 4 in the morning. So sometimes they're sleeping in until 12 and 1 in the afternoon, and then they'll get up and get ready to go. But again, you have pitchers do their own thing. A lot of them will get up early and go work out and do the spinning classes at Family Fitness and such. And so they all kind of do their own thing, and we don't really care what they do as long as they're there when they're supposed to be.
How about if the away games? I'm guessing that you all travel as a team. Do you travel as a team together and go to the away games?
Yes. We take charters everywhere we go, and we range anywhere from an hour and a half to 5-hour trips. Just depends on where we're going. Sometimes we'll overnight to the next place, or sometimes we'll drive that day. So we typically get there, check in the hotel, relax for a minute, and then we head to the field, and same deal. We take BP, and then we get ready for the game.
And I'm guessing that this group gets along pretty well after they've spent a little time together, right?
Well, we hope so. The last 5 years, I feel like the groups have gelled pretty well, and some groups better than others. And again, you have so many different personalities and guys coming from different schools, and I think they all get along just because they have that one common thing, which is baseball, and they tend to do very well together.
Nice. That's good to hear. So, Deanna, we've talked several times, but one of the things, of course, to me that is real important is community. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure to everybody involved in that organization. But you guys have the River Rat players do a lot in the community. What's some of the stuff they do besides just playing baseball here?
Right. Well, one of the things we try to focus on is creating that relationship between players and the community. And so in the off season and times right now, we're really working with folks to try to set some things up. So one thing that we have that we're starting underway is our 3rd grade academy with Richmond Community Schools, and we'll be doing that again. It's a 4-week intense course during the month of June. And last year, anytime we had home games during that stretch, guys would go in and read to kids and interact and play games and help them meet their qualifications for the 3rd grade academy. So that's one of the programs that we're pretty intense with. The other one that we focus a lot on is the Boys and Girls Club. We send players out there quite frequently just to kind of interact, and they may just hang out and shoot around and play dodgeball or basketball, or we've been to the art room and done some art projects with them. So really it's just a chance for our guys to come in and be that positive role model that kids and families are looking for, and we just want to try to continue to build that as we move forward. So those are a couple of things that we do continuously, and we do some school visits too. If we can manage to overlap the school still being in session, we'll go to some schools and do some carnival things and that nature. We're lucky to have a couple of players. Actually, Matt Brinkle, who's returning, goes to Earlham. He's in Richmond year-round. So we're fortunate to be able to pull on him at some times to interact and be at schools and be involved with the community as a River Rat.
that, and I know that the experience I've had with kids and the younger kids, I'll bet they're very starstruck by actually having a river rat player come and interact with them and stuff. So, and I'm sure Flat Malachi is going to be very excited if he gets to meet one too.
I'm sure so.
So, the support from the community to you, what is that, and why is it important for the role to be reversed and for us to be there for the river rats?
Well, I think one of the things for our team and our organization and company is that we have to be 100% focused on the customer and the fan. And because, they're the ones that are coming in to experience what we're trying to do, and we want them to leave with the positive feedback so that when they go out into the community or talk about it with their friends or family or coworkers, that everything is positive and upbeat and it's someplace that people want to be. And so our focus on that is just to kind of continue to foster those relationships. We're fortunate to have folks like Reed Hospital and RMD Patty Insurance and Meyer to really focus in and really help us do that. But we're thankful to all the local sponsors that are able to pitch in and help out, whether it's doing some kind of sponsorship or bringing their company out for a group night, providing food or certain items that the team needs while they're on the road, or so whatever those things may be. We've had a lot of support coming in from the community, and we want to continue to build on that.
Great. And we want to be there for you. So we're going to wrap this up, and the one thing I do want to say is that opening night for the River Rats is
May 29th. It's a Thursday this year.
All right, and that's going to be the start of the season. So thank you very much for being here with us today and sharing all the information.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat, and thank you for joining us again. My guest now is Catherine Ann McConnaughay, and she's with K-Ready.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm just fine, thanks. And thanks you for having us so I can tell you about our programs.
Well, it's a very worthwhile and interesting program, so I'm glad that you're here to share. So can we start out maybe a little bit of the history and let people know where it started and why?
Well, about 7 years ago, Richmond got a really bad rap about children dropping out of high school. So at that time, Vic Josie and Rick Ahaus decided to do something about that. So they did some research and discovered that if children aren't reading at grade level by the time they leave third grade, then they're kind of on a downhill spiral. So they started the Third Grade Academy, which the River Rats talked about. They're a big part of our program, and the kids really love it when they come. So it's a 4-week intensive reading, I call it a reading boot camp. And
but it's more fun than an actual boot camp.
It is much more fun. The kids love it. They get picked up, they get breakfast, they get lunch, they get taken home.
And the River Rats come and play with them?
The River Rats come and play. We have sites all over town. There's a site at the History Museum and out at the Arboretum and a couple of things at Earlham. So the kids get to pick where they go within limits, So they get to, if they're interested in history, then they get to go to the Historical Museum, or if they like physical activity, they might get the Wellness Center, or if they like nature, they might go out to the Arboretum. So the Third Grade Academy moved along pretty well for, we have great results. The kids, what I think is so exciting is that when the kids get finished, not only can they read better, but they like to read.
Oh, that's the most important
piece. Which means they will continue. So Vic was, he's always curious about things. And so he started hearing kindergarten teachers talking about how children came to kindergarten and they weren't ready. They weren't prepared to learn. And when you think about it, a lot of people think that that's when children start learning.
Right.
Is when they get to kindergarten, but they really start learning from the day they're born. So Vic did some research and discovered that children who are read to from the time they're born do better. They get off to a better start. So he and Rick started K-Ready, which is the program I head up, and it's really a very simple concept. We find the children, we sign them up, we give them books, and we encourage their parents to read to them every day.
Wow.
And
That's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
For, I know that the return and the outcome of that is not as simple as the program.
Yes.
Because the impact on those children at that age is huge.
It's huge.
So, and parents are real receptive to that, especially if the books are free.
The books are free, and we have been very fortunate to have a lot of great community partners. Reed Hospital gives books to every new mother.
Ooh.
Though we have programs at the Wayne County Clinic and at the Pediatric and Internal Medicine and at the, I think it's Richmond Family Practice is the official name of the doctor's office. And all those offices give books to babies during their first year. Children are eligible, there's like 7 wellness visits during that first year of life. And so for every one of those visits, the children get a book.
Ah. That's pretty cool.
So I'm thinking, okay, so they go to Reed and have the baby, and somebody says, it's really important that you read to your child. And then in a week, they go for that first wellness visit, and the doctor or the nurse says, it's really important that you read to your child. Here's another book. And so I figured that by the time that happens 3 or 4 times, they're going, well, maybe there's something to that.
And when you sit down and you're snuggling or cuddling with that child and they're listening to your voice and hearing the words, it just is beneficial for both.
For everybody, right. And, there's tons of research that talks about why it's important, but what I think is that the reason parents will end up doing it is because it's fun. They're going to enjoy it more probably than the children.
Oh, I love it when my grandkids come and I get to read to them, and they expect it, and I do. We have fun books, and children's books are so much
they're
fun.
so fun. They're so funny.
They look at things totally different than we do as adults now.
That's right. So, and we have something new and exciting too.
I have heard a little whisper about something about a Dolly Parton program.
It's called Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and she started it, I'm not sure when, but a good number of years ago. She first just gave books to the children in her home county in Tennessee, and then the program expanded to the state. And now it's in, I can't remember how many states, but a lot of states, and
wow,
and England.
Can you imagine how many kids that program is touching?
It's like 700,000 children have participated. But the way the program works is parents register. There's no cost. There's no cost to the parents. They register their child, and then the child gets a book mailed to them every month till they're 5.
Really? That's an impressive program too.
Yes.
And they're helping Wayne County on top of it, so we're really excited about that part.
About that, yeah. So we got our funding for that through the Wayne County Foundation Challenge Match. That was our project, and we were very fortunate to be chosen for that opportunity, and we did really well. We got more than our match, so we were very excited. So we have money for about 600 children.
Wow.
And it only costs $25. $25 per child
person?
Per year.
Wow. That's
it's pretty amazing.
Yes. That's a lot.
If all it was the books, without the mailing, that would be incredible. So, but we're really excited. I started just last week signing up people, and so we have 100 children so far.
And that is just, I think, am I right? And it's just for Wayne County.
Just for Wayne County.
Wayne County, not Richmond, but all of Wayne County.
The whole of Wayne County, yes.
So if they qualify and they run into you or they want to sign up,
there's no qualifying.
No qualifying. All they have to do is tell you, I want books, and you will get them.
And they have to be younger than 5.
Younger than 5 and live in Wayne County.
That's it.
Well, I know last year you and I bumped into each other a lot. I think you were at every festival.
I was.
And everywhere you turned around where there was going to be kids, at the parades, at everywhere. You were everywhere. You were at the library.
And it's about to start over.
Did you get any break at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some, yeah.
All right. So
the ice and snow.
Oh, well, that gave you a lot of rest, though, because
Yes,
you
it did.
didn't have to be out in
That's
it.
right, yeah.
Well, maybe.
Nobody else was out either, so it was fine.
So you'll be starting up again, and you're going to be out in the community.
Yep.
You'll be at the festivals again this year.
I will.
And you have some great volunteers.
I have wonderful volunteers. I'm very fortunate to have volunteers in all parts of the county. All parts of the county have great volunteers. And the school systems support us as well.
So that is encouraging too. Well, of course, they benefit from that.
Yes, they do.
A lot. So
Yes.
if we can get the parents to read to the children at a very young age, once they hit that kindergarten,
They're going to be more.
they're going to be more ready to learn and accept what they're being challenged
Right.
with or taught. So where's the program going from here?
I don't.
Where do you, how many more people can you touch? I mean,
Well, there are about 4,000 children 4 and younger in the county. And we've only found about half of them, so. And there are always more coming on.
yes, and when they turn 5, they're going on, but then
Yes.
there's younger ones coming too.
Yes.
Well, that is really neat. That program is touching a lot of people, and if I counted right, they can get about 20 books, and that's a lot. That is, and if a parent can't afford them, that's a good place to get them.
Absolutely. And they come right to your house.
So they don't even have to go anywhere.
No, they don't even have to go anywhere.
Wow.
To the mailbox.
How many people are involved in this program besides you?
Well, I have a steering committee that's probably about 12 people who help me, who guide our efforts. And then I guess my governing body is really the Every Child Can Read board.
Okay.
So, and there are about 10 or 12 of those people too. So.
And so all of that kind of goes hand in hand. So you've got Every Child Can Read, you've got K-Ready, and you've got the Third Grade Academy. And all of that relates to the schools. So that just shows you the collaboration between people and that people in the community have these children's interest at
heart. We do.
So the program's truly amazing. I know there are other programs out there too, but I like this. It's free.
and it's
there's
simple.
It's simple, it's free, and it has great output and a turnaround for
A
it.
huge return
So-
for the effort. Huge.
So that it's just amazing. Well, I really am glad that you came.
Well,
Thank you
thank you
so
for
much for
having
being
us.
here. And I know that we'll have the contact information up on the screen. So if people would like to get a hold of you and receive free books, they'll be able to do
Oh,
that.
that would be wonderful.
Great. Thank you very much,
Thank
Catherine.
you.
Joining me now is Amy Holthouse from the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Amy, for coming and being on the show today.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure to be here.
Does it feel funny being on the opposite side of the table?
No, absolutely not. I'm thrilled for you to be in charge of the conversation and look forward to it.
Well, I thank you for coming and being here with me. It definitely makes me not quite as nervous.
Well, I'm glad.
A couple of the things we want to talk about at the Chamber, the ones that I want to mention right off are the River Rats dates. We have 2 dates this year with River Rat Nights and the River Rat baseball team. So those are May 30th is our School is Cool night with the River Rats. And this year we're doing a family night, which will be a kind of like a tailgating and a night at the River Rats, and that is July the 18th.
Yes, Deanna has become quite a strong partner for us, both, like you said, with School is Cool and for encouraging our family activities. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes, and by the information they shared in the first segment as our guest today, that is very clear in everything that they do.
Well, in your first segment, I wasn't here, so what was it that you talked about?
Oh, we talked about how involved the River Rats are with the community and how involved the community is with the River Rats.
Wonderful.
So that just emphasizes it.
Very true.
So,
Very true.
I want to introduce you to my friend, Flat Malachi. He was here during the first segment, too. He is here on a school field trip. So I'm very glad that he was able to be here and get to meet the people that were on the show today.
Fabulous. I encourage education, so that's wonderful that he could join us.
And I'm sure he is very excited and will continue when he finds out and gets to see this. So,
fantastic.
Is there anything you want to touch on?
Well, while we're on education, the overriding theme for the Chamber in all areas of things that we touched last year was education. We had some great successes and got a lot of great things going with Manufacturing Matters and some other things that we've been working on. And this year we're continuing that and looking at how we can connect those things with jobs and lifelong learning. So we just want to continue to push that forward. That's, some of the things that we do at the Chamber, people don't really see at the forefront. They know about the ribbon cuttings and the networking and all of that, but connecting with our colleges and connecting with our manufacturers and our business owners and looking at what they need are some of the behind-the-scenes things that we do on a regular basis. And that's, a little bit of what some of the membership dollars go to support that aren't maybe as recognized by the community. So the beginning of the year is a big time for membership and recruiting new members and getting them involved. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about that, how the education piece of what the Chamber does maybe isn't quite so at the forefront of what people think about. So,
well, we will have our information for membership displayed. So if anybody is curious or has questions or wants to know anything, they can contact us at the Chamber office.
Absolutely. Would love to have those calls and have the phone ringing off the hook. So,
yeah. Thank you very much for being here with me.
You're welcome.
And helping me finish out the segments. And thank you for joining us today on Chamber Chat.